Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm the Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 609 Mount Hood Street here in Oregon City. We're located in the basement of the home. We've pulled the toilet. Unfortunately, we're not able to find a clean out to access the lines. We've had to do this. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running, and it appears we have a 3-inch flange here. It appears though it's going into 4-inch cast iron pipe here, as best I can tell. Definitely cast iron's a little harder to tell the diameter though in this circumstance. Alrighty, and here we go. And I've zeroed out the camera length counter right here at the base of the toilet flange. I'll refer to this spot right here as the point of access. I'm going to have the camera moving pretty quickly just so we can get through the twists and turns of the interior pipe. I will reel back slower though. Now just transition there over to 4-inch concrete pipe. I'll have to look at this spot here a little closer on the way back. That's really hard to tell if that's really thick cobwebs that's all bright white. I don't think there are any roots coming through there. It's kind of a tough one though. The concrete pipe overall is showing a lot of aggregate rock through. It's showing its age and some wear on it. So anyway, here at 41 feet we have reached the terminus. I'm going to locate, verify where the line ends up heading to, and then we'll let it drain out completely here and have a good look at everything on the way back. I located the camera head successfully. Out in front of the house, line just goes out to the main on Mount Hood Street. The line should be pretty much all the way drained out at this point. And it looks like there's like I'm not sure if that's paper towels or some kind of cloth rag there right at the end of the line that's hanging out there. So this particular spot here, this is why I say these are really hard to discern. You can see there's a big bunch of cobwebs there that are bright white, but underneath it are some brown, stringy looking items, and it's very hard to discern whether you've just got a bunch of debris. It could be dead bugs caught up in there, or if you've got roots that have just been covered up by cobwebs. These are especially thick cobwebs in here. That makes it very hard to discern when they're that thick, like these spots here. If you have little root strands coming through, really can't tell if it's a root or if it's just dirt and junk that got caught in the cobweb going down the line. There is quite a bit of aggregate rock showing through, especially down the flow line area. We still have good flow out to the main. It is functioning. My concern is just the longevity of the line. It's nearing the end of its lifespan. You know, the nice part about this one is that the whole thing drains out beautifully. There's no standing water anywhere, so this is a great line to do a pipeliner on, where you don't have to do any digging whatsoever. Anyway, that's all the concrete there. I see no obvious root intrusions. There's that one spot right at the end, but that is in the middle of the road, which is generally a very difficult spot for roots to get to. Anyway, so I don't see any obvious root strands protruding from any of those cobweb areas there. Now, we have great flow throughout the concrete there. It's just getting near the end of its lifespan. At this time, there's no big breaks in the pipe there, or anything like that, big separated joints. So the line, or the concrete portion, I would call it in fair condition, but it's still functioning very nicely. So if you're here long enough, it's a possibility you may have to do some kind of updating at some point down the road. That may not be for 10 or 15 years, but at some point there, that concrete is going to wear out and start breaking away. It'll become eggshell condition. So, but anyway, at this time, we have great flow to the main lateral. The cast iron portion is in good condition. The concrete portion is in fair condition, but is functioning properly at this time. Now, I would do a rescope on the house in about 5 years. If you're here that long, keep an eye on it, see what it's looking like. When they start getting old, it's worth just checking up on them.